there's two types of criticism you can apply to a person or to a country. There is a criticism of somebody who wants to improve you, and there is a criticism of somebody who wants to destroy you. So if I said to you, better example, if your mother said to you, I trust you have a good relationship with your mother.
Reasonable. Yes, very good.
Okay, good. Good Jewish boy.
Yes.
I assume you have a good relationship with your mother. Your mother wishes you well. If your mother says to you a piece of advice, darling, I think that jacket.
You've been itching to say that, Douglas.
No, I admire your jacket. But if she was to say to you, I don't think that jacket looks great on you, you would probably take it into account. This is a frivolous example, but you might. But you would regard it in some light because you know that your mother wishes you well.
Yeah.
And the same with a friend. If a friend says to me, I don't think you should have done that, or I do that differently, I listen because I know that friend wants to improve me. But if somebody hates you or me and attacks your jacket or something I've done, they're not trying to improve us, because there's a difference between talking to somebody as a critic and talking as an enemy. An enemy will say things about you that are deeply demoralizing, designed to be demoralizing, and hope that they manage to demoralize you.
Well, yeah. I mean,
and that's not the same as a critic. You know, it would be like a critic in the theater wants to, generally speaking, improve the state of theater and go to better shows every night. But you would discover and then people say, well, how do you tell the difference? We all know the difference. If somebody was a theater critic and every night they went in and said, theater is over, it shouldn't exist as an art form, everyone should go to the football, you'd know that this person was not a lover of theater. If somebody speaks to you in your life saying horrible things and they hate you, that isn't just criticism that wishes you well. We all know the difference between these two things. And for some reason, we are so bad when we know it on a personal level and a personal experience in our lives. We're so bad at noticing it societally. Yet if my parents had gone to live in Pakistan, for instance, before I was born, and I'd been born in Pakistan, and I spent all my time in Pakistan talking about the ills of Pakistani history and the wicked things that Pakistani governments have done and the terrible things that the Pakistani population have done and the miserable rates of this and the appallingness of that. And I just did that all the time. I think people would say, you seem to have a problem with this country. And they might even say, why don't you move? Go somewhere where you'll be happier. But at some point, if I said, I want to change everything in this country, I think the people of Pakistan would have a right to say, I'm sorry, but we're quite happy with what we've got. And why do we not know how to do that on the national and cultural level when we know it so clearly in our own lives?
Well, Humza Yousaf, I think, showed his true colours because he went on that rant, didn't he? The anti-white racist rant. Right? I couldn't believe
it. Me to be highly racist.
Unbelievable. And
I mean, if my parents had moved to Pakistan and I ended up joining the Pakistani parliament, which, by the way, I couldn't. I mean, one of the amazing things about our societies is we're gloriously pluralistic, gloriously diverse, and endlessly allow people just to insult us. But if at the same time as our society actually providing the ladders by which people show we are not what they say we are. Like if we were the racist society that they say we were, you wouldn't have a Humza Yousaf at the top of politics. You wouldn't have a Rishi Sunak as prime minister. You wouldn't have any of these things. They just lie about us. But just to finish that point, if my parents had moved to Pakistan and, you know, by the grace of Allah, I managed to get into the parliament. And I used my time in the parliament to say, I can't believe how many Pakistani people there are here. Why are there not more white people? Why do I not see more of myself? Why am I not reflected more in this parliament as a pasty white British guy who burns in the sun very easily. Why people would say, what the hell are you doing? Where do you think you are?
Yeah.
It's a very, very, very straightforward and at the same time, as I say, salami sliced thing. What is the point when your virtues get used against you? When is the point where the virtue of self-criticism turns into a tolerance that is essentially masochistic in nature?